Hi everyone, it's me Robin, and I am doing some recipe videos for my website, meatandmorerecipes.com. Today is my first video I've ever done for this, and I'm going to make some hot and sour soup. So I went and got all the ingredients and put them out together. This soup takes a lot of ingredients, but it's each thing that you add to it adds flavor, so much flavor. So you don't want to miss not even one ingredient because every one of them is important. Some of them you're not going to be familiar with, but I will, guide you through this here. So this here is a piece of roast pork. I made it with char siu. This is actually char siu pork I made. I had put it away in the fridge. I did it a couple of days ago, and it's perfect for soup. So that's what we're going to use for that. Just make sure you got that in there. Okay. And then tofu. We need tofu. Okay. Original hot and sour soup has tofu. I get firm. I don't want it to be soggy. I want to have some firmness to it. I want it to be a substance, inside the soup. So get firm. We also need white pepper. Okay, white pepper is very, very important. It gives it the heat of it. Don't use black pepper. If you don't have white pepper, use black pepper, but it's not going to give you the same effect for heat. So you can get this very easily at an Asian market as well. Sometimes it's hard to find in the major grocery stores. I use chicken stock. Sometimes it depends. I might use half chicken stock, half water. But the recipe can call for 6 to 8, I think it is, cups of liquid. So, I don't have a big container like that, so I just do it in a 2-cup container at a time and taste it as I go, okay, to see if I want it to be more chicken stock or water. So, yeah. Then we got cornstarch. Gotta have cornstarch, a little bit of water to make a slurry at the end to help just give it a little thickness, not very, very much. Then we got the soy sauce, of course, and then we've got dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce is a little sweeter, a little thicker, and it's got a really nice taste to it. It's not a lot. You can't use a lot of it. It's like sesame oil. It can overpower a dish. So you'll use low sodium if you want, or soy sauce, or just normal soy sauce and the dark soy sauce. Then I use black vinegar as well. Black vinegar is great. It's an umami and flavor as well. And everything in this dish is umami. Umami is just, it's bang. It's in your mouth. So with some black vinegar, Asian market, again, you will not find this at a Sobeys or a Superstore, things like that. Sesame oil, you can get that anywhere. Just good old sesame oil. And then these lovely crispy chilies, Asian chilies in oil. Sometimes you can get them at the Superstore, things like that, places like that, but they definitely have it at the Asian market. Then comes to the interesting ingredients, dried mushrooms. So these are shiitakes. These are the only ones I use in here, other than one more. If you have fresh mushrooms, please use them. A lot of times I usually do. Today I don't. It's blizzarding outside, and I'm not going to the store. So we got some dried shiitakes. I'm going to end up putting these in some warm water to rehydrate them. And then we're going to use the broth as well that we get from these mushrooms. This mushroom, you will probably never have used it in your life, but you will now. And it's called wood ear mushrooms. Or black fungus, they're called as well, but they're not funny, they're wonderful. They're kind of got a rubbery texture to them when you cook them some, but it's definitely lovely. And this is the only dish I use it in right now. I haven't figured out any other recipes to try it in, but you also rehydrate this. It swells up very, very large. So don't take out a lot to hydrate. I've done that, and I've had way too many for the soup. It would have been the only thing left in the soup. So that green pepper. Today I'm using green pepper because I don't have a red one. Usually I put red pepper in there. This is julienne, as well as the carrot is julienne as well. Okay. And that's it. Oh, and white vinegar. Yeah, white vinegar. All right. Black vinegar and white vinegar. And I don't use white rice wine vinegar. You can if you like a more milder vinegar taste. I like that punch of vinegar in this soup. So that's what the point of the sour in the name. So I use white vinegar. It gives you that nice pungent bang in vinegar. One more ingredient to add, 1 egg. I'm not making a big pot today. I just want to make enough for 2 people. So this one I will fix. We don't really want any of that white inside. It's kind of bland and bitter. You also want to hydrate our mushrooms. So, got a couple of bowls here. As I said, these swell up to be a lot, so I don't want to do that many. I just want a few of them in the soup. That's perfect. Okay. I got some hot water already on the kettle. Just pour it on. Let them hydrate like that for a good probably 15-20 minutes. They don't get added to the soup till after the broth is made anyway. So just let them soak until you're ready for them, and then you're going to cut them up. I'm just going to cut it up into small pieces. This is made with the pork butt or pork shoulder, they call it. Lots of marbling in there, lots of juicy, good tasting fat and meat. So this was made in the air fryer, and it looks like I made it outside in the barbecue. It's so good that way. The tofu. I already had used this tofu, so I didn't use much of it. I have lots left, and I need to use it up. So I'm going to cut this way. The tofu does not need to be big chunks. I also julienne this as well. I could have pressed. Then once the mushrooms are dehydrated, they're not there yet. But this is what I mean. Look at the size of these now compared to what they were when they went in here. They're amazing, just amazing. Yeah. And the longer I leave them in there, the bigger they're going to keep getting. They're amazing. Oh, okay. Okay, so now I have the broth, and I'm not going to put it all in. If you see, there's some little grits of stuff in the bottom there. So I use a strainer, and I stop it usually just before the bottom. So that's enough, see. That mushroom stock is going to give a lot of flavor. Okay, now I'm going to start adding all the liquids that need to go in the stock. We're going to put in 2 teaspoons of the dark soy sauce. Two teaspoons of the crispy chili with the oil. Love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Then we're going to put in, I'm just going to wait till the end to salt it to taste. And I'm not going to put the sugar in. But if I was, I would be putting in just 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. I'm omitting it because of, as I said, household members' diets. But it does make a difference in it. Not much, but it is nice. We're going to put in 2 teaspoons of white pepper. It takes a lot. So that's wet with some oil anyway. I'm going to use 4 halves, I mean. 1. So that's 1 teaspoon. This looks like it's going to empty me out, but that's okay. I'll have to get some more. There we go. 2 teaspoons of white pepper. I want to stir this up. We don't add the vinegar till the end because vinegar will cook out. Let's bring this to a boil, and then we will turn it down, and then we will gather in all the other ingredients and put them in. Time now for you to chop up your dehydrated mushrooms and prepare them. Keep it on high. So there, it's already at boil. Didn't take very long. And now I'm going to add all the other ingredients to it. I'm going to turn it down to medium now. I don't want it to boil over, I mean. This is our lovely board of everything cut up, and that's going to go inside the soup. Those mushrooms really bloomed out quite a lot. Tofu's cut up, meat, everything. Carrots, peppers. So I'll just stick it all in here. The soup is very hearty. And yeah, my pot is really full now. I have my other bigger pot being used, so, but this is all that's going to go in here anyway. So look at that. That's amazing. Just amazing. And it already smells so good. Now I'm going to let this simmer with the cover on to cook the carrots, the peppers, heat through the meat, cook the mushrooms. And then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Oh. Okay, so it's been simmering for about 10-15 minutes. And this is how it's looking. The meat is looking nice and juicy in there. Look at that, totally rehydrated itself. You can see all the nice fat in the meat. This is really hearty. It's very, very hearty. Okay, so now I want to taste it to see if I have enough salt in here. Or if I have too much. Needs a little bit more salt. So I'm just going to add, just by hand, a little bit of soy sauce. I'd say that's probably about a teaspoon. Okay. I'm going to taste it again. Let's see. Much better. Much better. Okay. And don't forget, I didn't add sugar to this, but you would put in 1/4 teaspoon of sugar as well if you don't have any dietary requirements for that. Okay, so now we have to thicken this soup up. We're going to turn the temperature back up, bring it back up to a boil, and I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry, and we're going to add that in here, okay? So good old cornstarch slurry. I'm going to get that in here. I stir mine as I put it in so it doesn't lump. Keep stirring this until you get it to the thickness that you want. It'll happen pretty quickly. It's already starting to get thick. Yeah, it's getting nice and thick. Perfect. Really thickening up. You can let it get a little thick because now we're going to add the vinegars. I measured out 1/4 cup of black vinegar, and I need 1/4 cup of white vinegar. So that gave me 1/2 cup of vinegar, just a little lower, but yeah, it's a small pot, so pour that in. Let it come to a quick boil so it'll keep thickening up for a minute. And once it comes to a boil again, we're going to turn it down. Then we have one final step, just one more step, and then the soup is complete. So this is where the egg comes in at. Put your egg in a little ramekin dish like this, or cup. Beat it up, scramble it up before you add it to your soup. If you've ever had egg drop soup, it's the same method. And I know at first you think, oh, that's gross, but no, it's actually really, really good. And it's a whole new texture as well. So there we go, that's what I like. A little thick like that. The egg is also going to thicken it. So you want to be stirring it before you add the egg. Get it stirring, get it whirling around, and then slowly, slowly add the egg. There we go. There we go. Keep stirring. The egg cooks in these little streams. See? It's nice. It's wonderful. And once the egg is cooked, turn your heat off, and voila, the soup is done. Just like that. Amazing. Do one more taste test. Wow. Amazing. I do need a little bit more vinegar. I've chinced myself about 1/2. So I'm just going to free pour a little bit more in because I like a lot of vinegar. You can adjust this recipe any way you want more salt, you want more Oh, I forgot the sesame oil. Need a little bit of sesame oil in there as well. Okay, we can put even a little bit more chili flakes in there. Get another spoon for that, just add a little bit more heat in there. And it should be finished. It should do it. So let's take a peek here. Ooh, it's hot. Wow. Yeah, spicy. Oh. Okay, so this is the finished product. Hot and sour soup. Lots of great mushrooms in there. Look at all those mushrooms. Tofu. The tofu is absorbed all the flavor. The meat looks amazing.